fellow sports lovers, and welcome to another episode of Timeout the show anybody can watch about sports, stats, facts, and everything in between, from a fan point of view. I'm your host, Charlie, so let's go get this ball rolling. Timeout. Let's talk about some sports. 50th episode, Stanley Cup edition. How did I miss that? Well, the Blackhawks, ladies and gentlemen, fellow sports lovers all over the world, won the Stanley Cup. Being able to put lightning in a bottle, beating the Lightning, ready for this, folks? 2-0, winning the series and getting it all with all the marbles in a 4-2 series in Game 6. Timeout. Let's talk about this. Oh boy, were those Hawk fans ready for a game last night. Man, was it crazy, fellow sports lovers, in United Center in Chicago, Illinois. In the first period, the Blackhawks and Lightning pretty much had a back and forth, hey, let me get that puck in, no, let me get that puck in type of battle. With both goalies, gotta give it up for him. I mean, Corey Crawford being a super stud, and of course, Ben Bishop with coming back from an injury, but still didn't sweat him at all, blocking goal after goal every Blackhawk was trying to throw at him, as well as vice versa with Corey Crawford with every bolt trying to throw every goal in. The goalies really stepped up their game in the first period, making sure nothing happened at all. In the second period, oh man, it was time for Chicago, with superstar Duncan Keith got a goal in for the Blackhawks. And then in the third period, the superstar, the man in Chi-Town, the ice legend, Patrick Kane, gets the last goal in for the night, helping the Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. Oh man, it was so insane with now the series dominating the series in a 4-2 deficit and beating the Bolts 2-0 in the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. And crazy thing, fellow sports lovers, Duncan Keith got the MVP award. All right, go Blackhawks. For the Stanley Cup. And then, of course, the man, the captain, oh my captain, Jonathan Towens, just kissed the cup. Kissed the cup. And was just so mesmerized by the whole thing, with the Blackhawks winning the Stanley Cup once again. The Blackhawks came into this game fired up and amped up and ready to tell the Tampa Bay Lightning, it's been fun, boys, but it's time for you guys to take your puck and go somewhere else with it. With nothing really happening in the first period, but in the second period, them Hawks stepping their game up. With, of course, Duncan Keith saving the day, and the superstar, the man in Chi-Town, Patrick Kane, ending the night off on the right way for Chicago, dominating the Lightning. Hopefully now, people have figured out that Chicago, we know what we're doing when it comes to hockey. Extra, extra, read all about it, hot off the presses. Well, the three-year contract for Tony Mitchell might be a possibility now for the Montreal Canadiens. With their general manager announced Monday that the team has agreed to his demands for the 3-year contract for the forward. Mitchell at 30 has recorded 14 points, 6 goals, and 8 assists, which is pretty impressive there. Not to mention, he also played in 12, that's right, 12 playoff games with the Canadiens. Back in the day. Okay, fellow sports lovers, here's a history lesson for you. Today, June 16th, in 2009, the Minnesota Wild named Todd Richards their head coach. That's my show, fellow sports lovers. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to go ahead and like it, click the like button. If you really like what I'm talking about, why aren't you subscribing? Or you can leave me a comment below the video here. Or you can reach me on Facebook at Charles Cowan Timeout. Or finally on Twitter at TimeoutNow87. Until next time, Timeout. Let's talk about some sports. Woo! On a real note, fellow sports lovers and timeout lovers, this is my 50th, that's right, 50th episode. And I just want to take a few minutes to thank everybody. I want to thank my family, of course, and all my friends. And of course, to all you amazing viewers out there. Thank you to Twitter and Facebook and of course YouTube. Without you guys, this couldn't be possible. So again, time out, and woohoo! Let's go Blackhawks Stanley Cup, and I'm gonna keep talking about some sports until the day I croak. Let's talk about some sports. Time out.